Oh, wow. The microphone wasn't on the whole time, so nobody heard any of that. This one misses. Oh, this one is called a strike. Wow. Well. Basically, setting the scene for you, the Hagerstown Braves. It's a rematch of last year's championship series in the semifinals. As the bases are loaded, Jackson grounds this one to second. Here's the turn by Nail. Throw. He is safe at second, and another runner is going to come home to score as the ball kicks into left field, and Hagerstown on the board first with 2 runs here in the very first inning. And the Braves jumping on top here against Gladhill. So it'll be a fielder's choice, RBI, and then it's going to be most likely an error on one of the middle infielders there, whether or not they deem it on the throw or the catch from Copenhagen. We'll take a look at the game changer out between innings. So these two teams meeting up in the playoffs for the second consecutive year. It was Hagerstown winning in 4 last year's championship series. Strike 1 to Chance Phillips, the batter. Gladhill on the hill for Littlestown, pitched 48 1/3 innings during the regular season. 9 appearances, 6 starts, 5 wins and 3 losses for him. As this one is scuffed to short, probably too slow to turn to. Copenhagen to the bag, throw back to first is a little high, pulls Roach up into the air, and he'll hold on to that one. They go 6-4 for the putout in the middle, and that is the second out of the inning here for, that is the first out of the inning here for Littlestown. Let me see if that's correct. No, that is the second out of the inning for Littlestown. Matthias flew out to the right fielder, Caleb Smith, for the first out. So 2 down, runners on the corners, and Jordani Anderson, the right fielder, picks things up here. That one misses inside, 1 ball and no strikes. For Anderson, his regular season consisted of a .310 batting average, 4 extra base hits, and 9 runs batted in. And 1 big cannon of an arm out in right field. And we saw it on display in Cashtown earlier on in the year. So Ethan Ford singled to start things off and scored. Cam Jackson was hit by a pitch and also scored on that same play. That's why Hagerstown has the 2-0 lead. Anderson fouling this one into the net behind home plate. We'll have the Littlestown defensive alignment and the Hagerstown batting order for you once again. We'll probably do that in the top of the second inning. So, a walk, a hit by pitch, an error, and a hit. Hagerstown hitting for a cycle of sorts, hitting all the spots on the bingo card, as this one is called strike 3, and Gladhill gets through it. Hagerstown puts 2 up on him with the benefit of just 1 hit. We'll head to the bottom of the first. It's Hagerstown 2 and Littlestown coming to bat here in Game 1 of the South Penn Semifinals on Fleaflicker Media.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is Zach Ketterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Tonight's live sporting event on Fleaflicker Media is brought to you by the Gettysburg Times. To read about this game, pick up your physical copy tomorrow. Back here for the bottom of the first inning, we'll take a look at the Hagerstown defensive alignment. It's Cam Jackson at first base, Over at second for Hagerstown is Riley Jackson. The shortstop, Jarek Saflarski. At third base for Hagerstown is Warren Harper. The outfield from left to right, it's Chance Phillips, his usual position in left field. In center, Adam Mathias. And in right field for Hagerstown, Jordani Anderson. The catcher for Hagerstown is Ethan Ford, and they'll line up behind the starting pitcher, Ethan Caudo, as this regular season for this young right-hander, he appeared in 8 games, 7 of them were starts. And he'll start off with Trent Copenhaver to lead off the Littlestown half of the first inning. There's strike number 1. Caudo was 6-1 on the regular season. Got the decision in all 7 of his starts. 26 hits, 16 runs, 11 earned, and 37 innings pitched. 47 strikeouts, the walk's a little high at 21, so Littlestown will try to be patient and take advantage of that. This one bends across, and good start for him as it's no balls and 2 strikes, paying no heed to his more than half a walk an inning rate this regular season. Copenhaver fires this one down the line. That's going to be a single for him in Littlestown. Boy, they couldn't have imagined getting this started off any better after giving up 2 in the top half of the first. There's your answer as Copenhaver leads off with a single. That's his 5th hit of the postseason so far. 5 for 8. Hitting well over 500. There's always one guy, it seems, for Littlestown that gets red hot when the playoffs start at the top of their order. Right now, it's Copenhaver. Now we've got some kind of change coming here as it looks like Phillips is coming off the field. I'm not sure what happened there. He must have hurt himself fielding that ball or going after it as Phillips makes the long, lonely walk to the dugout here, and I'm not sure who they replaced him with out there in right or in left field. They said, but you know me, I was talking. Justin Keith, the batter now, and we'll see how this new defensive alignment helps or hinders Hagerstown here as we get going with the bottom of the first. Keith, 3 for 6 as he takes this one up high, 1 ball and no strikes. This one is a called strike, 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Justin Keith. As we said, Keith 3 for 6 on the regular season, 305 batting average for him during the regular year, and had the big game-tying 2-run double against New Oxford in the bottom of the 8th. Nice contact point on that one, but a little bit late. If he straightens that one out, that's a single, and we're probably looking at first and third for the Dodgers here. Each team with 1 hit here. Littlestown just 2 batters into the ball game. Ethan Caudo looking to run with this early lead that he's got. His ERA was 2.08 on the regular season. This pitch misses up high, and the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike to Justin Keith. Again, Brushtown and Cashtown, the other semifinal matchup. That one going on currently over at Cashtown Community Fire Hall. We'll have updates from that one throughout the day if we can. Copenhaver the lead from first. This one bends and just misses, probably a bit outside, and the count goes to 3-1. Some murmurs from the Hagerstown dugout over there. I believe the count's actually full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. We'll see if they send Copenhaver here at first. Ball 4, and Keith's going to run out of there, and the first 2 are on as he walks. And Littlestown getting to the meat of their order with the table setters. Placing the forks and knives down, and now the guys coming with the turkey legs looking to feast. And it's Jake Saylor, the first one of those guys, the catcher for Littlestown. Saylor had the game-winning hit versus New Oxford in game number 1 of the playoffs. Would have been extra bases. He was robbed of that because the runner scored right away. He only got a single on a ball that rolled all the way to the wall, but, you know, he doesn't care. Hurts the slugging percentage, though. Caudo's pitch. This one bounces in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. We've seen Saylor bunt before, but I can't imagine Littlestown's going to put that on here with their number 3 and best hitter with nobody out in the very first inning. Although Clint Roach, the team leader in batting average, does come up next. This one a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Saylor didn't always bat in the middle of the order for Littlestown. He used to be a 6th or 7th hitter lower in the order, and we've seen him bunt more in those situations. But he is the reigning South Penn League MVP. Swing and a miss at this one, and the count goes to 1-2. Saylor hit .375 on the regular season, and for a lot of South Penn teams that would be number 1, but not for Littlestown. There's a curveball, and he got him. Strike 3, Cotto with a big punch-out. That's exactly what he needed there to keep the ball from being put in play. No advancement from the runners. And now, 1 down as Clint Roach comes to the plate. Roach, the pitching coach for York College, the Spartans. So, an intricate knowledge of both sides of ball here. And he'll use that knowledge in the batter's box as he pops this one up. It's headed towards the dugout. Jackson with a look, Ford with a look, and it disappears just to the left of the Littlestown dugout over there. And strike 1. Well, I think only Spider-Man would have been able to get to that one, despite the commentary of Jackson down there. It was close. It was close to the field of play. That one carries out, and the count, no balls and 1 strike here to Roach. .403 batting average on the regular year, among the league leaders for Littlestown's Roach. That one is a strike. Sometimes you'll see a batting average leading the league up in the high 400s. In the COVID-shortened season, back in 2020, Robert Rohrball led the league with a .608 batting average. This one misses down low. Copenhaver at second, excuse me. Keith at first. Hagerstown with the 2-0 lead. Ethan Cotto with the kick, the delivery. This one is popped up. That could be in no man's land, but the shortstop calling everyone off, backpedals and has it with ease. That's Savlarski. We've seen him a couple of times on the year playing shortstop for Hagerstown, and he's pretty good at it with the glove. That's why they keep putting him in there. Now another guy who's pretty good with the glove, Brandon Nail, stands in there. And you all remember the big hit he had in last year's postseason. Actually, it wasn't a hit, it was a sacrifice fly, but felt all the same to walk off the Cashtown Pirates in Game 5 of the semifinals. This one is bounced to short. Throw the short way, 6-4 on the putout, and Littlestown is denied. They put the first 2 on, and Ethan Cotto works out of it. Hagerstown will hold a 2-0 lead going into the second inning. We'll be back on Fleaflicker Media with more live South Penn baseball in a moment.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is that Catterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
My name's Chris Shackle, and you're watching South Penn Baseball on Fleaflicker Media.
Jordani Anderson is leading things off here for Hagerstown as he fouls, or this isn't Anderson, this is the third baseman, Warren Harper, he wears 26. Logan Helzer wore 26 last year, but he's injured right now, so Harper taking that number here for Hagerstown. It's 2-0 the Hagerstown Braves lead here in the top of the second inning, as that one misses down low. This one chopped on the ground to third, but foul. This one is fired foul down the third base dugout, off the screen in front, and some Hagerstown guys jumping for cover there, even though they were protected. It's a natural reaction. This one is hit to left field. That'll be a single for Harper. And Hagerstown off and running again here in the top of the second inning. So second hit for Hagerstown. Jarek Saflarski is the batter now for the Braves. Justin Gladhill looking in for the signs. Here's the pitch. This one dips low and outside. Harper the lead at first, and Saylor looking down there as he snaps that one up, but didn't really appear to be concerned overly with Harper. Look at Harper's statistics on the season, and doesn't have any stolen base attempts on the years. This one called a strike. Oh wait, that's Warren Harper's pitching line. Warren Harper does have... Well, he does have no stolen bases on the year. Was correct about that. The count 1 ball and 1 strike to Saflarski. 1 ball and 2 strikes now the count to the number 9 hitter in the Hagerstown order. Saflarski, the end man, and then the top of the order after that is Ethan Ford, who had the only Hagerstown hit in the first inning, will be due up. The catcher for Hagerstown singled and scored to start the ball game off. Gladhill would like to face him with 1 out, as opposed to nobody out. Saflarski had the front leg going on that one as a nice, tempting off-speed pitch in the dirt there by Gladhill, but Saflarski held the hands and the bat back, and the count goes a little bit further in the batter's favor here. Saflarski, the shortstop for Hagerstown. Gladhill's pitch, a swing and a miss, and there it is. Strikeout number 2 on the game for Gladhill as he got Anderson to end the last inning and gets Saflarski down. Back to the top, and Ethan Ford. Of his 18 hits this regular season, just 2 of them went for extra bases. They were both doubles. 15 runs scored for him, so that indicates a guy playing at the top of the Hagerstown batting order a lot this season. Hits this one sharply to third. It gets through, line ball, and rolls into the outfield. And one presumes that'll be scored a hit, as line ball had to go to a knee to the backhand on that sharply hit ball. And Hagerstown now has 2 on with just 1 out. Well, the South Penn League Championship Series last year, Hagerstown saw Gladhill for 2 innings at the end of Game 1. And Gladhill held them in check without scoring any runs. He got the victory in relief of Blake McGill. Then in game number 4, well, they got to Gladhill for a grand slam. 4 runs in 4 innings. Just that one swing of the bat doing any damage against him before the rains came. And then we waited about a week before we finished that game. This one misses Saylor. That one goes past his glove and to the backstop, and Harper up to third, and into second goes Ford. The South Penn Semifinals, game number 1. We hope to have some more South Penn semifinal action coming up for you later on this week. Brushtown and Cashtown playing at Cashtown Community Fire Hall right now. They'll reverse course and play Game 2 in Brushtown on Thursday. And these two teams, Littlestown and Hagerstown, will meet at North Hagerstown High School on Thursday. As Cam Jackson stands in there ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes, looking to do some damage here. As 2 in scoring position for him. Littlestown with the infield back. This one generates some power to the outfield. That is going to fall in there, and it's going to score 1. Here comes the second runner. They're going to hold him. Harper in to score, and Hagerstown has a 3 spot on the board. As the Braves continue marching on here on offense. Adam Mathias stands in there at the plate now, and Gladhill quite upset at that one falling in there. He did get a good job to get that off towards the end of the bat. It bloops in there, and another run scores for Hagerstown. Mathias, the first batter that Gladhill retired back in the first inning on a fly out to right field, stands in there. He takes strike 1. Saylor faking the throw to second, as taking off is Cam Jackson, and he's got a stolen base. And they'll recycle second and third with just 1 out. The kick and the throw. Bouncer on the infield. Roach playing in. Looks the runner back. He'll backpedal to the first base bag, as the runner didn't really yield over there. That was Ethan Ford, but Roach keeping an eye on him the whole way, the only way you really can, with his backpedaling to the bag there, and 2 down. A huge out for Gladhill and the Littlestown Dodgers. George Marinos bringing you all the live action of South Penn playoff baseball here on Fleaflicker Media. The 2-time defending champion Hagerstown Braves here in Littlestown. They're right now looking to continue the beat as they did in last year's South Penn Championship Series. In the 2 games here in Littlestown, they won 8-0 in Game 2 and 6-0 in Game number 4 to win the championship. Littlestown won one of the games down in Hagerstown, as this one is driven to left but foul outside the line and rolls up along the gatehouse out there. Actually, I think that's the water closet and the snack shack. That one foul. Cam Bailey, the batter, he walked his first time up. For Bailey, he hit .390 on the regular season, one of the leaders for Hagerstown, one of the league leaders. This one misses down low. Quick glance at the official qualified batting leaders for Hagerstown, and Saflarski, the only one with 30 or more at bats. It has a higher number than Bailey on the year. Ryan Talbert also, .390 batting average. So this guy can hit. Fouled it off, back to the screen. One more big hit here for Hagerstown. Could be a really, really big happening. If you're Gladhill, you got to keep them close, because this Littlestown team is capable of putting up runs. 6th in the league in run scoring during the regular season this year, so a middle-of-the-pack offense, but they've had 5 runs and 6 runs in their first 2 playoff games this year. This one misses down low to Bailey. Gladhill, the kick and the toss. This one misses up over the head of Bailey. And he takes that one, and the count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Count runs full for Gladhill. Was labored here in the first couple of innings. 4 hits on the board for Hagerstown. Here's the pitch. This one backs Bailey off. Ball 4, and he'll head on down to first base to reload the bases here for Hagerstown. I believe that's the first time they've loaded the bases here in the 2nd inning, as they've had 2nd and 3rd with 1 out the whole time. And now 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs, and now bases loaded, as Bailey joins Ethan Ford and Cam Jackson over there on the bases. Riley Jackson, 2nd consecutive at bat. He bats with the bases loaded in this one. Here's the kick and the toss. This one misses down low. RBI, fielder's choice ground out, his first time up, bringing home the first run of the game. And a throwing error allowed the 2nd run to score, as Nail and Copenhaver couldn't hook up on that play near the bag. They got no one, did Littlestown. That one hits Jackson, and he's got 2 RBIs in this ballgame without the benefit of a base hit. That's called manufacturing a big day at the plate for that young man. And Hagerstown's lead swells to 4-0. Here in the shadows of the new Littlestown Thunderbolt Stadium. And built that a few years ago and took the stands away here from Memorial Field. This is where the football team played for over 50 years. I think it was actually over 60 years. 1948, I want to say. Ball down low to Chance Phillips. He grounded into a fielder's choice 6-4 putout his first time up. Bases full of Braves. As these Warriors try to push further ahead early on in this one, they count 2 balls and no strikes to Phillips. Phillips on the regular season hit .280. He had 39 plate appearances. 4 RBI, 5 runs scored. Likes to swing the bat. He only struck out 7 times, only walked twice. This one catches the lower reaches of the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike as Gladhill climbs back in. This is Phillips' spot, but this is the player that they subbed in for Phillips. As this one is sent skyward. Keith backtracking. He'll round off his route and haul that one in for the final out. Hagerstown doubles up their lead. 4-0 the Braves in front as we head to the bottom of the second inning here on Fleaflicker Media. Back in a moment with more live South Penn baseball. Don't touch that dial.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is that Catterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Tonight's live sporting event on Fleaflicker Media is brought to you by the Gettysburg Times. To read about this game, pick up your physical copy tomorrow. Back here for the bottom of the second inning, it'll be Wade Lineball leading things off for the Littlestown Dodgers. As he faces Ethan Cotto, a sweeping breaking ball. They used to just call that a curveball, but now in the baseball lexicon they call those sweepers, at least at the major league level. This one misses, and it's 1 ball and no strikes the count. Cotto's pitch blows that one by a line ball. Foul tip into the mitt of Ethan Ford, the catcher. 1 ball and 1 strike now the count. Hagerstown 4 runs on 4 hits. No errors. For Littlestown, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error as they bat for a second time. Line ball swing and a miss. Looking for his first hit on the postseason. He was 0 for 2 in the New Oxford series, but reached base twice in other ways. Line ball over at third base today. Had a scorcher hit past him in the last inning. Not much he could do with that one. And there's a scorcher thrown past him by Cotto. He gets the strikeout and 1 down here for the Hagerstown Braves on defense. Take a look at that Littlestown lineup, even though you've seen already half of it. Trent Copenaver, the shortstop, batting leadoff. Justin Keith, the center fielder, bats second. Jake Saylor, the catcher, bats third. Clint Roach, the first baseman, batting fourth. Brandon Nail, the second baseman, bats fifth. Wade Lineball, you just saw, the third baseman, batting sixth. Brian Katurba, who's at the plate now, the designated hitter, batting 7th. Ben Stevens, the 7 position left fielder, batting 8th, his first appearance of the postseason. And Caleb Smith, the right fielder, batting at 9th. 0-1 the count to Katurba here, who is 1 for 7 during the playoffs. Strike 1, ball 1. Katurba, who scored the winning run all the way back during one of the early regular season games against Brushtown. We had that one for you here on our Fleaflicker Media airwaves, as he led off the bottom of the 7th with a hit in that game. Similar to that one, but this one right into the glove of Riley Jackson. They had a guy stationed there, and he hauls it in. So a strikeout and a hard hit ball, but 2 outs, same result for Cotto. And Ben Stevens will stride to the box now for his first action of the 2025 South Penn League postseason. Cotto's pitch, this one strike at the point of the diamond on the Dodger duck crest. Those of you visually challenged, that's around the belly button of the batter. Here's the kick and the toss. This one misses down low, no balls and 2 strikes. Or misses down low, catches the bottom portion of the zone, no balls and 2 strikes to Stevens. Cotto trying to get through this inning. 1, 2, 3. Here's the pitch. This one hit to center. It's carrying, but Matthias reaches up with one hand and hauls it in. 3 up, 3 down for Cotto. A little bit of loud contact. We head on to the 3rd inning. Hagerstown up 4-0 on the host Littlestown Dodgers. Back in a moment here on Fleaflicker Media.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is that Ketterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Top of the 3rd inning underway as Justin Gladhill threw his warm-up paces rather quickly and looked like he might have pulled the string on Anderson a little bit there. An awkward swing as he's out in front of that one. So Connor Rahm is the one that went into left field for Hagerstown as this one popped up. Nail going after it. Oh, a little bit of windmill action as he reaches back for that one. And good job by him sticking with that one. I don't know whether the wind caused some problems there as a slight, tiny little breeze blowing through the ballpark that direction right now. Neve drifted on him, but he's got it, and 1 down for the Littlestown Dodgers defense. That brings up Warren Harper, who singled and scored his last time up. Snapped up by Saylor, but this one down low. This one a belt-high strike, 1 ball and 1 strike now the count from Justin Gladhill. So glad for all of those of you that have tuned in with us here on Fleaflicker Media. And watch the Hagerstown Braves run out to a big early lead here in this one as that one misses. 2 balls and 1 strike. I'd like to give a shout out to Michael Murrin, friend of the program, tuning in here. Former Littlestown Dodger, and I believe he was the one who is responsible for the duck logo, or at least the inspiration for the Dodgers using the duck logo. As this one misses high, 3 balls and 1 strike. Dodgers used to have the Los Angeles Dodgers logo, the Dodger font with the motion lines going up and down on the D. Harper pops this one up, line ball sizing it up, It's Copenhagen, actually, who hauls that in at short. And Gladhill making quick work of the bottom part of Hagerstown's order here. And this is just what the doctor ordered for him and for the Dodgers. So pop up to both parts of the double play tandem up the middle. Nail with the first one, and Copenhagen grabs the second one. And that'll bring Jake Saflarski to the plate. Saflarski, we mentioned he's really great with the glove, but he hit 440. He hit 440 on the regular season. Cam Jackson, the team leader, with a 470 batting average among qualifiers. This one, check swing bouncer foul down the first base line. Here's the wind and the delivery from Gladhill. Swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. And Gladhill does indeed go 3 up, 3 down against the Hagerstown Braves in the third inning. We'll head to the bottom half as the Littlestown Dodgers look to grab the sticks and get something going. Back with more live action on the South Penn playoffs on Fleaflicker Media.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is Zach Ketterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Tonight's live sporting event on Fleaflicker Media is brought to you by the Gettysburg Times. To read about this game, pick up your physical copy tomorrow. On the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by the Gettysburg Times, Cashtown is leading Brushtown 3-1 in the middle innings from Cashtown Community Fire Hall. So the Brushtown Bulldogs staying in there with them, but Cashtown a multi-run lead early on. We've got some scoring updates here for Littlestown. There have been two additional errors charged to the Littlestown Dodger defense, both the Wade line ball and both on ground balls hit by Ethan Ford, making all 4 runs charged to the line of Justin Gladhill unearned today. He won't care one way or the other. He's still feeling pretty upset that those runs scored, and I think that was part of the frustration that he vocalized when he was on the mound in the second inning. 4-0 Hagerstown, and the number 9 spot in the order as Caleb Smith leads it off with a foul ball. Takes that one down low, 1 ball and a 1 strike the count. Ethan Cotto started this game for Hagerstown, and he's still out there. Here's the kick and the toss, bringing the heat. That one misses up high. The winner of this game, the winner of this series will face the winner of the Cashtown Brushtown series in the championship series, as this one is fouled off by Smith. Cashtown had a season sweep over Brushtown this year, winning all 3 meetings. Of course, Cashtown had a season sweep over just about everybody this regular season, except for the Hagerstown Braves and the Hanover Hurricanes. And only one of those teams is still left in the South Penn playoffs for Cashtown to deal with. There is the sword of the day as Smith goes halfway around, a little bit too far, and Cotto with another strikeout. Big strikeout for him to start off the third inning, as now the top of the order comes back around, and these are the hitters that did well against Cotto the first time up. Copenhagen lashed a single to left field to start things off for the Dodgers. He was left out on second base when Cotto retired 3 guys in a row. Strike at the knees to Copenhaver. 278 on the regular season for him. As we mentioned, 5 hits on the postseason and 8 at-bats. The lift of the leg, the pitch inside. Copenhaver backing away from that one. A lot of little small bones in the wrist and the hand area. That's always scary when you get one up in there, but an effective pitch by a pitcher when you're ahead in the count. 1 ball and 1 strike now. We'll see where he goes with this one after setting that up. Breaking ball tunneled off of that up and in fastball, and Copenhaver has nothing to do but take that one. And it's a strike to make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fastball up high. A waste pitch, and the count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. A little bit like a right-handed Clayton Kershaw there with his setup, although he does it out of the windup, stretching the arms over his head, as opposed to only out of the stretch. And make no mistake, he's pitching out of a full windup. Breaking ball snapped up by Ford. Misses down low, and the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. With a 4-0 lead here, you don't want to start walking people, so Copenhaver has to be thinking he's going to see a heater in a pretty good part of the plate here. Cotto with the kick. It is not a heater, it's a breaking ball, and he fooled Copenhaver, but a nice piece of hitting by the shortstop for the Dodgers to get a little piece of the barrel of the bat on that one and foul it off to stay alive. Dodgers looking for something, anything to grab onto here in the 3rd inning. 4 runs, 2 hits, no errors for Hagerstown. For Littlestown, no runs, 1 hit, 3 errors on the board. Copenhaver spoils that one foul too. Smoke coming off of that heater high and inside, and Copenhaver just able to get a piece of it and stay alive. It's good to know the umpire isn't running short on baseballs there behind a home plate, as normally when you see this many foul balls, somebody's scrambling in from one of the dugouts with a fresh supply. Nice to see we've got an audience from across the street watching the game here with us tonight. As they're going to take a look at this baseball here. Ford had some concerns about it, showed it to the umpire, and the umpire is going to pitch it out of play. Well, when I was growing up, back in the 90s, you wanted a ball with a scuff on it if you were the catcher or the pitcher. But I guess not here. Breaking ball, this one fouled off, going to end up near our location and out of play. Hear that one smacking on the macadam behind us here on Newark Street. And Copenhaver waging quite a battle here. Cotto to the set position once again. The step, the kick, and the throw. Another breaking ball, and Copenhaver gouges this one to left, but it'll be right into the glove of Connor Rome. 1 batter into the game. Rome was a defensive replacement for Chance Phillips. Not sure what happened to Phillips over there, but he fielded a single by Copenhaver, and now Copenhaver playing Pepper with that left field position, regardless of who's out there today. Retired for the first time. That'll bring up Justin Keith with 2 outs and nobody on in the Littlestown 3rd. Checks up on that one elbow high, ball 1. Keith walked his first time up, saw 6 pitches, worked it all the way to a full count before taking a high and outside fastball. Hits this one to first. Cam Jackson stays down on it. He'll leisurely take it to the bag for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for Cotto. We'll head to the 4th. It's Hagerstown in control, up by 4 here in Game 1 of the South Penn League Semifinals. Back in a moment on Fleaflicker Media.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is Zach Ketterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
My name's Chris Shackle, and you're watching South Penn Baseball on Fleaflicker Media.
Top of the fourth inning set to start here from Littlestown, and it is the top of the order with Ethan Ford leading things off for Hagerstown, and he takes strike one. Well, much to the chagrin of Ford, he's lost two singles on his batting line as both of his hard-hit ground balls to third were rolled errors in this ball game on the third baseman line ball. That one misses down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. So that makes him 0 for 2, but still a table setter for Hagerstown, as he's scored a run for the Braves in this one, the very first run of the ball game. Gladhill with the kick in the toss, this one way foul, and that's the second such foul ball we've seen off the bat of a Hagerstown batter today. Way out in front of whatever that is that Gladhill's throwing. Warren Harper had one of those as well. Didn't look like anybody from Hagerstown jumping back from the screen on that one. Check swing, just missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes now the count. Ford at .320 on the regular season this year, as he chops one a line ball. This one gets past him, but Copenhaver there to field it and throw to Roach. They've got him, and a demonstrative call from the first base umpire punching him out over there. They get the leadoff man. If you'll remember last year's South Penn Semifinals game number 1, Gladhill on the hill for Littlestown in this very ballpark. He gave up a 4-run third inning against Cashtown after hitting J.C. Collins in the back. And the Dodgers ended up coming back to win that game 5-4. As Cam Jackson stands in there, breaking ball down low, 1 ball and no strikes. So there's certainly hope for the Dodgers to get back into this one. Gladhill doing his best to keep his team in there. This one misses up high, 2-0. Jackson was the team leader in batting average for Hagerstown, 57 plate appearances. He hit .470. As that looked like a changeup or a slider over, and the count goes to 2-1. Jackson's been on twice, hit by pitch and scored back in the first, and singled and drove in a run back in the second inning. Boy, swung at that one and came up with nothing but air. He was expecting fastball, and if it was, I think he would have hit that one a country mile, but Gladhill pulling the string on that one, and that change in speed made all the difference. Beautifully set up pitch by the ace for Littlestown. This one popped up on the infield, and it's Copenhaver. Back, he'll grab that one behind the second base bag, and 2 away for Justin Gladhill. Adam Mathias looking to join the party on offense today and scuffs this one way foul. Another one that the Hagerstown batters were way out in front on. This time it's the left-handed version of that. Well, that ball must have had a scuff on it. It's tossed out of play for Gladhill here for a moment, but it looks like the umpire's going to put it in his bag and keep it in the rotation, so somebody will be getting a nice scuffed up baseball coming up here soon. No balls and 1 strike day. Adam Mathias rifles this one to left. That's down for a hit. Cutting it off over there is the left fielder Stevens. Mathias, heavy turn, halfway. Throw back by Copenhaver and Roach with the tag, but Mathias just back in time to the back side of first base. And Adam Mathias, his first hit today, 3rd hit of the game for Hagerstown. And we'll see if the Braves can get a little something started with 2 outs. Last inning was a dream for Gladhill as he set the Braves down in order for the first time. Almost did it here again, but those pesky Warriors putting a guy on here for the middle of the order now with 2 down. Cam Bailey, no official at-bats here today. He's walked twice. The only guy that Gladhill has walked in this ball game, along with a pair of hit-by pitches. Nice, cool summer day here. One of the last really nice, not sweltering hot days that we're probably going to have here for a while. And a sweltering hot pitch there from Gladhill as he gets that one by Bailey. And you're doing something when you've done that. In addition to his .390 batting average on the regular season, he had 5 extra base hits as this one lashed foul down the 3rd base line. Bailey drove in 7, but he scored 22 runs. Second on the team to Adam Mathias is over at first. Hagerstown, the only team still left in the playoffs that has played 3 games in the postseason so far, as their series is the only one that actually played a Game 3 on the first weekend. Bailey bending away from that one. Gains a modicum of count leverage back. Bailey's played first base, he's played catcher, he's DHing now today for Hagerstown. Mathias marking off his lead over there at first. Gladhill with the quick step, this one down low. So the count runs full, and that'll give Mathias a head start over here at first base. We'll pan out and get a quick look at that for you as it happens. Gladhill standing in the center of it all. 2 outs, 1 on. Pickoff throw back to first. Had Mathias maybe leaning a little bit as that play was a lot closer than I think anybody expected it over there. But he's back in. It's a wonder more pitchers don't do that on a 3-2 pitch with 2 outs, because everybody knows that runner's going. There he goes. The pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Gladhill punctuates the 4th inning with a punch out. He'll head off the mound. We're halfway home on the show. Fleaflicker Media is the place for the South Penn playoffs. It's Hagerstown 4, Littlestown nothing. Back in a moment with more live baseball from Littlestown.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is Zach Ketterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Tonight's live sporting event on Fleaflicker Media is brought to you by the Gettysburg Times. To read about this game, pick up your physical copy tomorrow. It's time for the bottom of the fourth inning as the back half of this one officially starts. The Gettysburg Times out-of-town scoreboard. Cashtown and Brushtown meandering along there just in the bottom of the third there with one out for Cashtown. It's Cash. Not sure why we're having technical issues back home, but the broadcast stopped for a moment and then restarted. So hopefully you got to see most of Jake Saylor's walk. To lead things off, it's Clint Roach to the plate now for Littlestown. He foul tips this one back to the screen. Roach is 0 for 1 on the day. He made the second out back in the top of the first inning for Littlestown. They're just getting second time through the order here. Hagerstown is already going through their order a third time as 3 errors by Littlestown. 2 walks and 2 hit by pitches have helped fuel the Hagerstown offense here today. This one called a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Not very noisily caught by the catcher back there, Ford. So from our side angle, that's one of the things we're looking at and the fans around the ballpark are looking at. And some murmurs because they thought it might have been in the zone, but I trust the guy behind the plate because he's got the best view in the house. 2 balls and 1 strike now the count to Clint Roach, the pitching coach for York College of Pennsylvania. He's held that position for a few years. Graduated New Oxford High School, played for Scott Anderson. Played with many of the great players they had out there over the years. That was a great class. This one popped up. Harper getting called off immediately. Suflarski staggers back towards the middle of the field and grabs it for the first out. Brandon Nail to the plate now, and this is his first action of the postseason as he was out welcoming a new baby girl to the world. And well, I got to tell you, that's thrilling, and congratulations for him. Littlestown happy to have him back in the lineup here today. His glove especially, but his bat as well as he comes up clutch from time to time with Littlestown. Strike 1 to Littlestown's second baseman. He's 0 for 1 today. Saylor, a one-way lead at first. Here's the pitch. Catches the inside part of the zone, and Nail shaking his head a little bit. That's a look of frustration and a guy that probably hasn't had much sleep over the last couple of days. Oh, and 2 the count here now from Cotto. Breaking ball stays high. 1 ball and 2 strikes now the count as Nail trying to climb his way back in here. After Nail, it'll be Wade Lineball and then Brian Koturba. Swing and a miss as that breaking ball is dastardly. Snaps that one off and a swing right over the top of it for a strikeout for Cotto. And he continues to put up some nice swing and miss numbers here in this ball game. It'll be Nail now going from the batter's box into run at first as the courtesy runner for Jake Saylor. Cam Jackson calling out some defensive instructions for Riley Jackson here, the second baseman for Hagerstown. As to the plate is line ball. Fists this one, that's going to fall awkwardly. No one's at first base as Jackson went all out for it. Cam Jackson, that is Riley Jackson, the one there that has to field it. No play for him as it was in the air long enough and spun away from him, and line ball with a pitching wedge for his first hit of the 2025 postseason. It comes in just his 3rd game of the playoffs. It took him till his 5th game of the playoffs last year. So a most unlikely bloop infield single placed absolutely perfectly. Literally no one there. Jackson holding the runner on at first was the only reason that was anywhere near possible. A couple steps over from the first baseman and he would have been able to have that one. This one misses down low to Koturba. 1 ball and no strikes, and we'll see if Littlestown can make something out of their good fortune here. This one misses down low to Koturba, and that can be unsettling as a pitcher when you have something like that happen in the field. Just the second hit of the game for Littlestown. Both innings where they put runners on, they put multiple guys on. First and the 4th. 2-0 to Koturba. This one misses outside. 3 balls and no strikes. This is a huge opportunity for Littlestown. The door is more than cracked open here. for the Dodgers. 2 on, 2 outs. 3-0 count. Cotto, the kick, the throw. Ball 4. He looks that one over. It was close, but no cigar, and the Dodgers are going to load the bases. As Katurba works his way on. And Littlestown has it going on here with 2 down in the 4th. Time for a pitching conference for the Hagerstown Braves, as heading out to the mound is Ethan Ford. He'll chat with Cotto there and Cam Jackson in as well. This pitching conference is brought to you by Battlefield Military Museum. Things break up here as the home plate umpire meandering out towards the mound and gets halfway, and he'll head back now as the conference is split up. And Ben Stevens stands in there. Enormous situation for the left fielder for Littlestown. This is also his first appearance of the postseason. Scored the winning run in one of the quarterfinal games last year against Brushtown. This one misses down low. 1 ball and no strikes. Looked like it caught the knees, but maybe outside. Walk's as good as a hit here if you're Littlestown, because it gets you on the board. He's going out of the windup. This one chopped to the right of the pitcher. This is fielded by Jackson. Off balance throw. Got him. 4-3, and Littlestown leaves them loaded here in the 4th. Their best scoring chance to date. And Ethan Cotto retires the side without any damage. We'll head to the 5th inning. It's Hagerstown holding on to that 4-0 lead. Back in a moment.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is Zach Ketterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Tonight's live sporting event on Fleaflicker Media is brought to you by the Gettysburg Times. To read about this game, pick up your physical copy tomorrow. Gus Gladhill back up to the hill with some words of encouragement from his fielders, as this one is called strike number 1. Riley Jackson leads things off out of the 5 spot for Hagerstown here in the top of the 5th. Swing, and the way that hit the catcher's mask, I think it has to have been a foul ball. We usually don't whiff that bad even on a cross-up, so I believe the bat of Jackson got a piece of that one and fouled it off Saylor's mask. Hopefully his ears aren't still ringing down there. It's an uncomfortable way to try to continue an inning. The 0-2 offering. Jackson out in front. Copenhaver's been busy. Double pump, throw on to first, still plenty in time to get Jackson. 6-3 on the putout, and the first man set down on 3 pitches here for Gladhill. And, on 0-2, he's not concerned with strikeouts, only had 30 of them in 48 and a third innings this year. He's concerned with keeping that ERA low, 1.59 on the regular season. I believe that was second in the league to Cashtown's Nate Holt, and these two are going to be probably the front runners for South Penn League Pitcher of the Year this year. This one misses down low. Actually, Benevento is the one that was second to the league to Nate Holt. He's going to be in the discussion for Pitcher of the Year with Nate Holt. Those are the two front runners, I think. This one is hit in the air on his horse. Is Stevens. He's got it on the run. What a play! Anything but a can of corn as he ranges back and into the gap. And we'll see if that charges up this Littlestown team a little bit. Well, one more out away from 3 consecutive scoreless innings for Gladhill as he's really recovered and picked things up for his defense here today. And his defense picking one up for him there is Stevens. Long known a craftsman of the leather out there. Hauls that one in on the run for out number 2. Jordani Anderson watches this first pitch skip to the backstop, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Anderson is 0 for 2, struck out and popped out to the shortstop Copenhaver. Playing right field, we haven't gotten a chance to see that cannon attached to his right shoulder yet, as this one is a ball, 2 balls and no strikes. Home plate umpire went up with the arm, but it's the arm he uses to signify how many balls there are. .310 batting average on the year for Anderson. Swings and misses at this one. That's the second time Gladhill's gotten him looking foolish on one of those. It was a hitter's count. He pitched him backwards there. And if you can do that in the South Penn League, you're going to get a lot of people out. Gladhill brings this one fourth right. Popped up. Nail camps out. He's got it. 3 up, 3 down for the veteran. Gus Gladhill once again. He's making his quick way off the mound, and the Dodgers look to make their quick way to the back rack as they try to climb back into this one. They still trail by 4 in the initial game of the South Penn semifinals.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is Zach Ketterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Caleb Smith leads things off in the Littlestown half of the 5th, the home side batting here. In Game 1 of the South Penn League semifinals, we play 7 in the South Penn League, so it's getting late here early for Littlestown, as you see on the Battlefield Military Museum scoreboard. Strike 1 to Smith as Ethan Cotto has been in charge all the way for Hagerstown. This one chopped on the ground. Into field it is Saflarski, getting a running start throw across to first, and he's got him. 2 pitches and 1 out for Cotto here in the 5th. That'll turn things over to the top half of the Littlestown batting order. That means Trent Copenhaver standing in there. Single and a line out for him today. Hit the ball hard both times, and he's been highly involved on defense. As Gladhill getting a lot of early contact with his changeup here, getting guys to roll over to short and third base. It's actually been a really, really excellent performance by Gladhill on the hill today, and if it wasn't for those 3 misplays in the field by Littlestown, it makes you wonder if we'd still be in a 0-0 game right now. So misses inside to Copenhaver, 1 ball and no strikes. 4 runs for Hagerstown, all of them of the unearned variety, but to still count. This one outside, 2 balls and no strikes to Copenhaver. Copenhaver, who delivered Littlestown their highest moment in the championship series last year, the game-winning hit in Game 1 of the series down at North Hagerstown High School. Fouls this one off. He came into that at bat in that game, I believe he was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, and then he laced a single back up the middle to score 2 runs. Justin Keith plated another 2 with a single after that, and Littlestown won that game 4-0 to take a 1-0 lead in the best-of-5 championship series in 2024. Breaking ball. That one misses a little bit high. The catcher caught it within the framework of the batter's strike zone, but it crossed the plate high, it looked like. This is one of those, if we were playing the backyard stickball game where you drew a rectangle on a brick fence, that would have been a strike because it hit the rectangle, but it didn't cross the plate as a strike. That one doesn't cross the plate as a strike either, and Copenhagen will cross over into fair territory as he heads down to first base, a 1-out walk for the Dodgers. Justin Keith now, as he looks for his first hit of the day. Littlestown has just 2 of them at this point. This one misses up high, 1-0. You always know Keith is going to give you a good at-bat, as he reached on his 10 of his first 11 appearances, plate appearances in the postseason last year. I believe 6 of those were walks. It was some gaudy number. This one called a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike to Keith. 2006 DeLone Catholic High School graduate. He was there when Major Leaguer Casey Lawrence was there. He was a senior when Keith was a freshman. Casey Lawrence has pitched for 3 different teams in the major leagues this year, as there's a swing and a miss. Casey Lawrence has pitched for 3 different teams in the major leagues this year. He's been with Seattle a couple times. He's been with Toronto. Had his best appearance with Seattle. I think he got 6 1/3 innings and in relief in that one game. I was going to use him in fantasy that night, but I decided against it. And well, you know, I lost that week. This one misses. Umpire stood up quickly on that one, so the guys from the Hagerstown dugout thought they might be getting that call, but Keith gets the borderline one. Tell you what, he knows the strike zone as good as anybody in the South Penn League. We were comparing him to Juan Soto earlier. He does hit some home runs, so this one misses inside. Count is full to Keith. .305 regular season batting average for him, 3 for 7 on the postseason, and playing center field here today, the captain of the outfield core, and that's ball 4. And he and Copenhagen have stacked together back-to-back good at-bats for a second time here today, as they're both on. Copenhagen down to second. Keith lifts the helmet on, and he'll take a moment to cool off, and Hagerstown will have a mound conference here. I think this is Bryson Knight's dad that they're sending out to the mound, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So he'll talk things over here with the Hagerstown Braves infield and Ethan Caudo. Interesting for Hagerstown, every time they've gone to the mound here today, they've left half of their infield back in position, and half of the infield has come to the mound. And it hasn't been the same guys each time. This time they kept the guys on the left side. That's where the force plays are to happen. So it's almost like they were saying, well, we don't want Littlestown to take off and get third, but time's out, so that can't happen there. I guess they just want the advantage of having them in position, ready for anything like that. Jake Saylor to the plate, and Littlestown needs his bat to be big here in the 5th inning as he takes this one letter high, and ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Saylor walked his last time up. That followed a strikeout in his first at bat. First inning, he batted with these same 2 guys on first and second, nobody out, and Cotto got him swinging. Pops this one. This is going to go foul down the right field line and out of play, and several small children running after that one. I hope we got the flight of that ball in screen because it's cool. I mean, it is cool. It is cool to see the ball come down like that. You don't always get that when you're working with the single broadcast camera angle. We're making it work here on Fleaflicker Media. Oh, he actually threw that through. Cotto stepped to second. Copenhagen was headed back. Nobody was covering, but Jackson there in the vicinity. It used to be a rule in the major leagues, if you made a pickoff throw to first base with the first baseman not covering, it was a balk. I think that is still a rule, but you don't ever see that. And it's null and void at second base because nobody plays on the second base bag. You jockey and run in. Sailor takes the ball. This one misses outside. Sailor ahead in the count here, and the tension swells as the Littlestown Dodgers once again try to push back into this game. It's been Gladhill keeping them in here since the second inning, and now the offense looks to support him. Breaking ball misses down low. Ball 4, and Sailor will load the bases for Littlestown's leading hitter, Clint Roach. That .403 batting average he had on the regular season, among the league leaders, and now Hagerstown's going to make a pitching change as they're headed back out to the mound, and that's going to be all for Cotto. It has to be, because this is the second visit of the inning. This one brought to you by Battlefield Military Museum. We'll take a commercial break with them, and we'll let you know what's going on in the field for the Hagerstown Braves. They lead it 4-0. Littlestown with
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is Zach Ketterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
tonight's live sporting event on Fleaflicker Media is brought to you by the Gettysburg Times. To read about this game, pick up your physical copy tomorrow. Back here in Littlestown, it's a huge situation as the infield is encircled with Littlestown base runners. A Dodger at every bag. The starter, Ethan Cotto, has been lifted, and the call to the bullpen, brought to you by the Gettysburg Times, sees Gavin Watkins come from the Hagerstown dugout end to the mound. And it was told to us that it was a straight change, pitcher for pitcher, so none of the malarkey with people going all around to different positions in the field that we usually can't keep up with. It's quite refreshing, actually. So for Watkins on the season, he inherits bases loaded, 1 out. He'll be facing the cleanup hitter Clint Roach for Littlestown, and the regular season number for Watkins looks like this: 6 appearances, 2 starts, 18 innings pitched. He's 0-1. His ERA was .350 on the regular season, 1.60 whip. He struck out 14 and walked 10. Clint Roach heading to the batter's box now. The night not done yet on Cotto, but he gives you 4 1/3 if you're Hagerstown, and you're happy with that. This one is drilled to left field, but it's way foul. That goes way back there off the roof of the Snack Shack in the Littlestown Thunderbolts football stadium and ricochets back onto the field. And if only this were a banana ball, that might have counted as some sort of fair ball since it hit in foul territory and landed in play. Roach drives this one to left field. That one's going to get through, and the Dodgers are on the board. One has scored. Here comes Keith racing for the plate. No throw as they cut it off. The play is at third, and the Dodgers have a pair on the board. Clint Roach opening the account for the Dodgers. And all of a sudden, this game that felt like it was pretty well in control for Hagerstown is now a 4-2 ball game. As Roach flirted with a foul ball home run on the previous pitch. Up to third goes Sailor in a cloud of dust, and the Dodgers set up with the tying run on base and a chance to get another run here without the benefit of a hit. Sailor's run is the last run on the line of Cotto, so we can tell you his pitching line once that situation wraps up, as it's Brandon Nail standing in there. So 4-2, and if you'll remember game 1 against Cashtown last year, this was how Littlestown got back into it. It was 4-0, then they got it to 4-2. This one misses. Strike one, ball one to Nail. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Well, it started with 2 walks. Actually, it started with 3 walks. Clint Roach with the only hit of the inning. Nail grounds this one back up the middle. If they don't turn 2, it's going to be another run. Here's the throw. Back to first. Pulled him off the bag. Oh, they're going to call him. They're going to call him out. And it sure for all the world looked like the first baseman Jackson's foot came off the bag. We'll take a look at it on the replay here. None the matter, as the only opinion that matters is the base umpire. Here's the throw to second, 6-4, and the throw back to first. And it does indeed look like Jackson, his foot came off the bag for a moment. But ruled out. We'll head on to the 6th inning here on Fleaflicker Media. Back in a moment with more South Penn League baseball.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is Zach Catterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Tonight's live sporting event on Fleaflicker Media is brought to you by the Gettysburg Times. To read about this game, pick up your physical copy tomorrow. Back at the ballpark here in Littlestown, it's the top of the 6th, and some controversy in the bottom half of the 5th, costing the Dodgers a chance to get a 3rd run and get to within 1 here in this ball game. As a double play turn by Hagerstown in any inning, it was a nice turn. Don't get me wrong, the ball beat the runner over to first base, 6-4-3. It goes on the put up, but Jackson had to reach for that throw, and it looked like the foot of the first baseman Jackson came off just a moment. And apparently the base umpire was down here telling some folks on the Littlestown side that was on him. Doesn't make the Dodgers feel any better at this point in time as Anderson lifts this one to center. Keith back a couple of steps, and he's got it. 1 pitch and 1 away, and that's what you love to see as a pitcher, and that's what you love to see as a broadcaster and a newspaper writer on deadline. There's 1 pitch out, move things along quickly. Not cheering for anybody here. We're neutral, right down the middle. We're Switzerland, but in the sake of timeliness, as another first pitch swing, that one's through into right field, and a base hit for Fleaflicker, as that previous batter was actually Warren Harper. I've been doing that all day. As Harper flied out to center, and then Jarek Fleaflicker with a single. That is just the 4th hit of the game for Hagerstown. We'll see how long he stays over there at first base. It's Gladhill, he loves those pickoff throws. Ethan Ford, the batter. Changeup misses down and away. At least it looked like that's what it was. For Fleaflicker, he stole 1 base in his only attempt during the regular season. He reached base 34 times, and only 2 of them were only 1 of them was extra bases. So he's been on first base 33 times, as this one is powdered to center. Going, it's off the wall, and Keith will field it, throwing into the cutoff man. As there's no play at second base, as in there safely is Ford. Finally his first hit of the day, and over to third is Fleaflicker. And Hagerstown back in business here They just gave up the 2 in the bottom half of the 5th. They've got 2 in scoring position with 1 out, and Gladhill's got his work cut out for him, especially as a guy that doesn't get a whole ton of strikeouts. Saylor back out to the mound, and they'll talk things over before the plate appearance here for Cam Jackson. Jackson, 1 for 2, hit by pitch and scored back in the first inning. Single to drive in a run in the second, and he popped out to the shortstop, Copenhaver, his last time up. For Cam Jackson, this regular season, he drove in 23 runs, second on the team to Adam Mathias, hit 4 home runs. And he's also probably the most spirited member of this team, as you can hear him talking all the time, talking to his teammates, talking to the umpires, talking to anybody who will listen about baseball and his love of the game and the passion for the things that are going on out there. This one fouled off. No balls and 1 strike from Gladhill. Well, they're playing him in here all the way around. All up on the first cut of the infield grass. Roach fielded one at first base in this situation earlier on in the game and kept that runner at third. Hagerstown has not scored since that point in time. This one misses down low. The unfortunate thing for Gladhill here is you're getting down to the middle of the order, because this is definitely a situation where you could pitch carefully to Jackson. But it's not really a great situation to be facing Adam Mathias left on right with the bases loaded, because he is the team RBI leader. He has had one more than Jackson on the regular season. 2 balls and 1 strike now, the count to Jackson, wearing his socks high. It's a classy look for the Hagerstown Braves. It's kind of like the Harrisburg Senators' 4th of July look, with the baby blue tops and the Red Sox. This one misses down low, and the count 3 balls and 1 strike to Jackson. This couldn't have set up any better for Hagerstown here in the 6th. The 2 most fearsome hitters in their lineup. The 2 guys that literally make you tremble and have nightmares. And then Cameron Bailey after that, who's quite possibly the 3rd best hitter in the lineup, or the 3rd most dangerous. This is popped up. That should stay in play. Saylor racing for it. It's Roach. He's got it. And for a second time today, Clint Roach playing in on the infield and hauls in a big second out with runners in scoring position. And Jackson lets fly an expletive as he heads off to the dugout, and home plate umpire giving him a little look. And whew, I know that's a frustrating situation if you're a batter here. They're going to walk Mathias now, as you had to know that was coming. Maybe if you have a lefty on the hill, you pitch to Mathias there, but this is a guy that's had 7 RBIs in a game this year. He's hit only 2 home runs for him on the regular season and 7 extra base hits out of his 23 hits. I say only, and that's still very good, but he had 8 home runs in all comps last year in the regular season, including their games against the Martinsville Blue Sox. Well, speaking of home runs, this one is drilled, but Keith is going to round off his route. He's got it, and Gladhill works through the danger. At the end of 5.5, Hagerstown holding on to their 4-2 lead. Littlestown looks to come back on the other side of this break.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is Zach Ketterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
My name's Chris Shackle, and you're watching South Penn Baseball on Fleaflicker Media.
Well, you just saw our promo with Chris Shackle from Cashtown on it. And Chris Shackle has an RBI for the Cashtown Pirates today. They lead it 3-2. Brushtown has pulled a run closer. An error on a ball hit by Braden Unger brought home Aiden Whitmer. And Brushtown now batting top 5 with 2 outs and the tying run on first base. And Drake Ebron at the plate. He had a big RBI single over the weekend at Hanover as Brushtown fought off elimination on Saturday and then accepted a forfeit victory on Sunday due to a large portion of Hanover's team being unavailable due to Legion Ball. 6, 7, 8 for Littlestown here now as it's Wade Lineball, Brian Katurba, and Ben Stevens. And we'll kick it field side now for the action as Watkins delivers this one. A ball to Lineball. Looked really good from here, but must have been just a bit off. 1 ball and no strikes. Lineball's bloop single on the infield got things started for the Dodgers back in the 4th inning. They did not score there, but then perhaps the residual allowed them to break through for 2 in the bottom of the 5th. Watkins with the kick and the delivery. This one is lined. Shortstop up with it. Zoflarski throws across. This time Jackson keeps the foot on the bag. 6-3 on the putout and 1 down. Brian Katurba, the batter, the designated hitter, walked his last time up. 1 of 6 walks given out by Ethan Cotto, the starter for Hagerstown. As this one is popped up, and that's going to leave the playing surface. I hope it's not headed here. I wasn't looking. I think it bounced onto the soccer field. There's a youth soccer clinic, it looks like, going on over there at Thunderbolt Stadium. Up until about 5 years ago, that clinic would have been going on right here, and the Dodgers would have probably had to find somewhere else to play for the day, as that one swings and misses. Well, maybe not, because the Dodgers are largely responsible for the lights at this field and the upkeep of it, and they always have been. This is down low. If Katurba can reach, that'll put the tying run on base here for Littlestown. We'll let you know how that situation turns out in Cashtown, as what a game going on over there. I think a lot of people thought Cashtown was going to run away with that series, as this one misses to Katurba. Watkins coming in there, and he put out the fire the last inning, but he's been a bit shaky on the hill here, giving up some contact and some traffic here, but at the end of the day, all they ask is to get out of the situations. He misses down low. Now the count runs full to Katurba. Katurba hit .298 on the regular season for Littlestown. If he could have just got one more hit, he would have been a .300 hitter in the South Penn League. This one fisted foul. And Bryson Knight out of the Hagerstown dugout to retrieve it. Game 2 of this series will be on Thursday at North Hagerstown High School. If we do cover a game Thursday, it won't be there. We would be in Brushtown for Game 2 of Cashtown versus Brushtown. As this one called a ball, either that or it hit him. Either way, he gets first base one way or the other, and the tying run will come to the batter's box now for the Dodgers as Katurba reaches. If you like this broadcast and are enjoying it, you can support the Fleaflicker Media team by going to Cash App, username $Fleaflicker George, as you see on the screen right there. As it's not free for us to do these games. It takes a lot of time and effort to put on these shows that we do, and we're really glad to be able to bring you the South Penn League. As Gavin Watkins gets a strike number 1 to Ben Stevens. Stevens has twice ended an inning today. Fly out in the 2nd and a ground out in the 4th. This one misses 1 ball and 1 strike. The lower part of the zone not open for business right now. About to reach the 1 hour and 45 minute mark in this ball game. This one misses low, 2 balls and 1 strike. We've been treated to a game that's been almost everything you could have hoped for here today. Close battle and a rematch of last year's championship series. A little sloppy the way Hagerstown took the lead early on, but since then it's been a very clean ball game by both clubs. Stevens chops this one to short. Zoflarski, underhand pitch. Throw across to first by Jackson. To Jackson. 6, 4, 3. Rack 'em up. And that will put an end to the 6th inning. Hagerstown one more time turns the Dodgers away. We play 7 in the South Penn League. We head to the last frame. Hagerstown up. Back in a moment.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is Zach Ketterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Tonight's live sporting event on Fleaflicker Media is brought to you by the Gettysburg Times. To read about this game, pick up your physical copy tomorrow. It's 4-2 here in Littlestown as we play in the 7th inning. It is 4-2 in Cashtown now as they got out of that situation in the bottom of the 5th. Chris Shackle responded by hitting a home run. And this one driven back to the wall, but Justin Keith has it a couple of feet away. And one down for Gladhill and the Dodgers as Gladhill continues on the hill. So Cashtown leads it 4-2. Chris Shackle with a home run, a 3-hit day, and 2 RBIs for him, adding to an earlier home run by Zach Ketterman for the Pirates. And those 2 solo shots are the difference in that one as they lead at 4-2. 4-2 here. Hagerstown has the lead in game number 1 of this series. As here's a swing and a miss. Gladhill blows it through him. As this one is driven to right. That one should check up. Katurba there to have it. 2 long, loud outs, but Connor Rome is the second out here for Hagerstown. And 1 more out, and that'll get Littlestown to the bat rack, and they would do so with 9, 1, and 2 in the batting order coming up. That would be Caleb Smith, Trent Copenhaver, and Justin Keith. And then if they can get any further, Jake Saylor and Clint Roach. And even Brandon Nail. Jordani Anderson to the dish. He stands in there working on an 0 for 3 today. Gladhill's worked him over with that changeup all day. There's strike 1 to Anderson. Here's the kick and the toss. There's the heater. Catches the knees, and the lower part of the zone is open for business there. So Gladhill working quick, working fast, warming up quick, getting these outs quick and fast for the Dodgers. 2 down. Nobody on for Hagerstown. Here's the pitch. Strike 3. And if that's all we see from Gladhill today, it was 7 strong innings. 4 unearned runs scored against him in the first 2. But he puts up 5 goose eggs after that to keep the Dodgers in it. When we come back here on Fleaflicker Media, it's the last of the 7th as Littlestown tries to rally once again. We'll be back with more South Penn playoff action. You don't want to miss this.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is Zach Ketterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
It's go time. It's the bottom of the 7th inning. We play 7 in the South Penn League, and Hagerstown clinging to the lead. We'll have a pinch hitter here for the Littlestown Dodgers to start things off. It's Brett Ricketts hitting for Caleb Smith in the number 9 spot, and then the top of the order. He takes strike 1 from Watkins. This one a chopper down the third base line. Is it fair? Is it fair? What's the call? It is. The home plate umpire signaling into fair territory, and 5-3-1 put out on 2 pitches as Ricketts gets in there and gets a swing off. And he might have banged himself up a little bit down the first base line there as he busted it out. A hard 90 for him, but out number 1 for the Dodgers. Now back to the top of the order, and Watkins looking for the save. In the South Penn League, you just have to pitch 4 to get credit for a win. And Cotto did that. 4 1/3 for him. 2 hits, 2 runs both earned, 4 strikeouts and 6 walks on 83 pitches. Watkins has picked it up, and here's Copenhaver driving one to center. Where's this one going to end up? That's going to smack up against the wall. It'll be extra bases fielded there and thrown in. Sliding into second is Copenhaver as Adam Mathias chases that one down and keeps it from being a triple. Copenhaver, that's the farthest hit ball I've ever seen off of his bat in a South Penn League game. He absolutely destroyed that baseball. And the Dodgers have their spark plug on, and they have their Juan Soto at the plate in Justin Keith. Walk, a hit, anything that he can do here for the Dodgers would be helpful. And then the RBI guys, Jake Saylor and Clint Roach, coming up after that. So Copenhaver rips the double. And now strike 1 to Justin Keith. Shrug of the shoulders at that one. And see what he thought about that call. 4 hits for Hagerstown in this one. For Littlestown, they have 4 hits as well, as that double by Copenhaver was their 4th. They put together their 2-run scoring rally on the back of 3 walks with 1 out in the 5th. Misses up high to Keith, 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, when this inning started, if you were Littlestown, you just wanted to give Jake Saylor a chance. And with Copenhaver in scoring position now, it almost assures that happening. Hits that same spot as the first one, and now the Hagerstown dugout up in arms as we've had complaints from both sides here in this ball game on the strike zone. That one called a ball, 2 balls and 1 strike now the count. 1 out. Runner in scoring position. Tying run at the plate. Keith locked up by that one, but pulls the hands back so he doesn't get a Nick Markakis type injury. And the count 3 balls and 1 strike from Watkins. Well, this is almost one of those situations where you're thinking about maybe not swinging if you're Justin Keith, but he told me earlier he's got to swing. Doesn't have to swing at that. It's ball 4, and he'll head down to first. The tying run is on, and the Dodgers in business once again. Boy, we talked about Cashtown magic for so many years at Cashtown Yards. Here at Littlestown's Memorial Stadium, this last year plus, the Littlestown magic that we've seen. And if they can somehow find a way to claw back into this one, it'll just put another chapter in that book. Strike 1 to Saylor as it caught the upper reaches of the strike zone, maybe around the eyeballs of the duck mask on the jersey. And Watkins gets the all-important strike 1. Saylor is 0 for 1. He's walked twice, struck out once, almost hit by that one, and that's not the place you want to get hit. Nobody down there telling him to wear it for that reason. 1 ball and 1 strike now the count. You want to get hit, you want to get hit in the Forrest Gump spot. You want to take it in the rear and get down. Well, foul down to first base by Saylor, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. We move on. 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on. Justin Keith offering his encouragement down at first base. Littlestown looking to gain the all-important 1-0 lead in this series. They're the home team in games 1, 3, and 5. Hagerstown looking to hold on to their lead. Saylor wraps this one to short. Saflarski could end it. Flip to second. Throw on to first. He's got him. Double play. That'll do it. Rack him up, and the Hagerstown Braves are victorious here in Game 1. We'll take a look at this beautiful 6-4-3 double play. 3rd of the game for Hagerstown. And just like that, the Littlestown fire is extinguished. Saflarski with the glove flip to Riley Jackson on to Cam Jackson, who kept the first base bag this time. And the Hagerstown Braves take Game 1. Very important for them to do this. They now have 2 of the next 4 games in this series at home. So Littlestown's going to have to go on the road and win one. They did it in last year's finals. But Hagerstown takes the lead, 1-0. We'll be back in a moment with some player interviews here on Fleaflicker Media. Don't touch that dial.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is that Catterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Tonight's live sporting event on Fleaflicker Media is brought to you by the Gettysburg Times. To read about this game, pick up your physical copy tomorrow. All right, I'm here with Bryson Knight, the manager for the Hagerstown Braves, and first baseman Cam Jackson. I'll start with you. Bryson, what does this mean for Hagerstown to come on the road here and get this win at Littlestown?
It's a big win for sure, especially facing a team like that. They're a good team. Gus is a heck of a pitcher, and just getting the momentum going for us and going up 1-0 is huge, going back to Hagerstown. But it's going to be a battle with them. They're a good team, for sure.
What is it about playing here? I mean, you guys played better here in the championship series last year against Littlestown than at home. What's the deal with that?
I don't know what the deal is. Over the last couple years, for sure, it seems like here we just strive and play better and hit better for sure. It's crazy. Even though we left a few on base today, but that happens. That's baseball.
I'll start with you, Cam. You started off with a hit by pitch, and you exclaimed something you're one for your last 13 or something like that down to first base. You come up with a big hit then to drive in the run in the next inning. How does that feel to be able to contribute to your team like that and get off the schneid there a little bit?
It feels good, especially struggling the last series and at the end of the regular season. But my teammates got on base. I mean, they did all I could ask for, and then I just put a good swing on it. So props to them.
That first double play there, was your foot on the bag?
No. No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying to these guys. If we had a 3-man crew, that was definitely overturned, but we got away with one.
Hey, at least you're honest about it. Part of 6-4-3 double plays. The last one may have been the most impressive. Did you see the glove flip from Savlarski? I mean, what's going through your head as that's going on in front of you there?
Just get one out. I mean, but Ski's a heck of a shortstop, and Riley's a heck of a second baseman. I have faith in them, and they did what they had to do.
Going back home for game 2, what's the key against Littlestown to keep the momentum going for you guys?
Hitting big moments with guys on base, especially in scoring position. Don't leave guys on base. Let's just keep putting up runs each inning.
It was key hits early on in the game for you guys. Also, Littlestown officially was ruled with three errors in those first couple of innings, which made the runs unearned, but it still feels good to get that lead. How important is it to take advantage when a team makes mistakes like that?
It is huge, especially against a team like that. You want to definitely take advantage of it and put hits together and get up big for sure. Score runs in for sure.
We heard you talking about Gladhill after you guys faced him the first time in the championship series last year, saying that he's legit. What is it about facing Gladhill that makes him such a tough guy to face?
Well, he just has icy confidence up there. I mean, he fills it up. He's got 3 pitches that he can throw for strikes, and he just knows the game. Like, he knows, like, runner on first, no one on first, runner on second and third. He knows that he's not going to fill it up. He's going to make him chase, and he did that. He executed what he had to do. So it's just tough, but we did a good job off of him. But props to him.
All right, hey, thanks guys.
Thank you.
You have a safe trip home.
Thanks
All right, thanks. That's the Hagerstown Braves, Bryson Knight and Cam Jackson. We'll head off to commercial break, and we'll be back with Littlestown Dodgers manager Justin.
at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is Zach Ketterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Tonight's live sporting event on Fleaflicker Media is brought to you by the Gettysburg Times. To read about this game, pick up your physical copy tomorrow. All right, got Justin Keith, player manager for the Littlestown Dodgers. Tough one today. I mean, you guys fell behind early, and it felt honestly 4-0. It seemed to me, and it seemed like 4-0 felt like a lot more than 4-0, and then all of a sudden you guys were right back in it, tying run on base in the last inning. How do you guys do that?
I mean, we never think we're out of a game, but we got to take advantage of some of those situations we had early in the game. We had some guys in scoring position, and they walked out of that inning with no run, or without giving us any runs. So we got to play a more complete game. I think we'll do that, and I mean, it's a long series, so we got plenty of games to go.
Was this about what you expected seeing Hagerstown? I mean, you've seen them 3 times during the regular season. Are there any surprises here today, or was this about what you expected from this team? I
mean, anytime you come play them, you know they can hit, and you know they're going to have some decent arms. So I thought Gus did a great job holding them down. Like I said, we had a couple innings early in the game that cost us. So as what it is, we'll rebound. We'll get ready for Thursday.
This was low-key a pretty fantastic performance by, Gus. I mean, the 4 runs, they still count, but they were unearned because of some mistakes that were made early on in the game. What do you have to say about his performance, his ability to grind on in this one?
I mean, he's always been that guy. We got a couple guys in this team, him, Cal, some college kids have stepped up this year. So, yeah, you can't say enough about what they do. They come out every single time and give everything they got to keep you in the game, give you a chance to win. So it's a blessing to have them.
You guys seem to like playing at North Hagerstown High School because I believe you beat them twice there last year and played another really competitive game against them in the championship game. Is this something like you're going into this situation in Game 2 knowing this is a place that you're comfortable and that you can do it because you've done it in the past?
I wouldn't necessarily. It's the place. We've been playing good ball. We've been confident in what we can do. So, I mean, they're a tough team, but so are we. We both went out there and grinded throughout a whole season. And, yeah, it's going to be exciting, and stay tuned.
What did you see on that one double play there with the first baseman and his foot in the bag and everything?
I didn't have the angle either from first base side. I can't see whether all that stuff. Maybe did, maybe didn't. I got nothing for it. Sorry.
Yep. No, that's all right. So, game, it's a long series. It's obviously not over. There's obviously a lot of positives to take from this. So, thank you, Justin.
Yep.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you and appreciate you. Yep.
Yep. See you, George.
Yep. That's Justin Keith, player manager for the Dodgers, and we'll head to commercial, and then we'll be right back with a final recap of this one.
Here at Fleaflicker Media, we so very obviously love sports. It's my goal to sprinkle a little bit of that love back into the community, one live sporting event at a time.
Back up the middle. We might have a play at the plate as Keith is throwing home. Safe is Zach Ketterman, and the game is tied.
If you'd like to be featured on Fleaflicker Media, contact me at our Facebook page, Fleaflicker Media, or at the George Marinos Facebook page.
Tonight's live sporting event on Fleaflicker Media is brought to you by the Gettysburg Times. To read about this game, pick up your physical copy tomorrow. You're welcome. Back here at Littlestown, we'll recap this one for you. The Littlestown Dodgers and Hagerstown Braves locking up on a rematch of last year's championship series here in the semifinals. Hagerstown takes game 1, 4-2. The first inning, Hagerstown scored first. It was Ethan Ford reaching on there. Cam Jackson was hit by a pitch. Adam Mathias flew out. Then Cam Bailey walked. Then Riley Jackson reached on an error at the second base bag, and a run scored that he drove in, and then another run scored as a result of that error to make it 2-0. Hagerstown scored again in the the top of the second, a hit by pitch by Riley Jackson, followed an RBI single by Cam Jackson. Cam Jackson made it 3-0. Riley Jackson made it 4-0. Fast forward all the way to the fifth inning, and Littlestown gets their two on the board. It's Clint Roach ripping a 2-run single to left field to bring home Trent Copenhaver and Justin Keith. And that was the extent of the scoring. For Hagerstown, 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors. For Littlestown, 2 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors. Time of game, 1 hour and 55 minutes. The win goes to Ethan Cotto, and the loss goes to Justin Gladhill. He's now 1-1 on the postseason. The save goes to Gavin Watkins. So, we do have some interesting news for you from our Gettysburg Times out-of-town scoreboard. It's the Brushtown Bulldogs all of a sudden even with the Cashtown Pirates 4-4 as they play in the late innings in that one. It was 4-2 Cashtown, but the Bulldogs have picked up 2 runs to tie that one up. You can follow along on the Game Changer app with that one. And if we have a game for you on Thursday, that's where we'll be. We'll be in Brushtown to cover the Cashtown Pirates versus the Brushtown Bulldogs at 6 p.m. on Thursday. So that'll do it for us here. You guys have a good rest of your evening and follow along with that other game going on in the South Penn. Hagerstown 4 and Littlestown 2 in Game 1 of the semifinals. This is George Marinos signing off for Fleaflicker Media. Have a good evening, everybody. A resumption of the game at another time. Boy, that would be pure chaos. There's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and the Cashtown Pirates win it. The Cashtown Pirates win it. They're back on top of the hill. 1 year away from the championship, and it's Anthony Lippy pitching them back to the reign of champions, and that one has to feel the sweetest of the 6 they've won. As Lippy heaved his glove sky high. The Pirates with a celebration unlike any I've seen from them for any of their championships. Akin to what Hagerstown did when they finally beat Cashtown last year. No balls and 2 strikes. The count holds steady. We're just getting ready for some preparations here to take a look at the on-field celebration. Here's the kick, the pitch, strike 3, and the Hagerstown Braves have done it.
The Hagerstown Braves are your 2021 South Penn League champions.
They are South Penn League 2021 champions.
There you see it, the final score from tonight's South Penn League Championship Series, game number 4. The Hagerstown Braves putting up runs in each of the first 3 innings as they run away to victory in this one. And the Braves get to celebrate with the championship trophy here in 2021. We'll have post-game coverage here for you on the show as we continue into the night here. We'll have a word with the MVP of the series, the victorious manager for Hagerstown. We'll also try to get a word with Shippensburg manager Josh Petty before the evening is through. Hagerstown Braves, your 2021 South Penn League champions. For the first time ever, and the first time in 19 years, they're league champs. For the record-keeping part of tonight, the winning pitcher is John Carter. His first decision of the postseason, 1-0. The loss goes to Weldon. No save necessary as Grove came on in a 7-run game. Player of tonight's game was Nick Jacoby with his 2 RBI hits and work behind the plate. And we'll name the series MVP here in a few moments.